Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikal and I am a self-taught film photographer normally based in New York City, but I am currently in a season of travel. I just turned 28 years old in June, and 28 has already been the most transformative year of my life. As I sit here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, I am feeling so much more nervous than I normally do when I record videos. It's been a minute, but I want to be intentional about recording this transition. So here are 8 things that I have learned that have completely changed the way I view myself and the way I view life since turning 28 years old. Number 1, your intuition is better than your plan. Even though leaving my job was terrifying, every decision I made has led me to a path that is more aligned with what I envision for my future. Number 2, isolation does not always mean loneliness. Sometimes it means preparation. I spent this last year very isolated in New York City, but sometimes you have to grow inward in order to grow outward. I talk about being alone and the importance of self-discipline as self-love in past videos, especially if you are an artist. You are literally creating something that other people cannot see. And even if people love you and want to support you, they won't be able to really support you until they're able to see what you're trying to do. So really take those moments and those chapters of isolation to pour into yourself, because once you pour into yourself, you can pour into others. That leads me to number 3. Investing in yourself is not selfish. Every dollar I spent on photography, every hour I spent learning or going on photo walks often felt indulgent. But those experiences have allowed me to create work that resonates and tell stories that matter. So this is your friendly reminder that your growth also serves others' growth. Number 4, identity is layered, not linear. Working on my Habesha photo project taught me that identity is not just one thing. I hope through my work that I can continue holding space for the multiplicity and the nuances of our identities, and to allow others to take up space in the fullness of who they are. Number 5, not everyone is gonna understand the journey. I am Eritrean. I come from an immigrant family. They were not gonna understand why I wanted to quit my job. Even if they could understand, they've seen over the years that I've been working on my photography. They were never going to support me leaving a stable situation, and I would never force them to understand. Not everyone's going to get it, but if you feel like you're meant to take a certain step, it is your responsibility to stay true to your intuition and to take that risk, because you will never know what will happen until you take that step. At the end of the day, your path doesn't need to make sense to anyone except you. Number 6, geography changes your energy. There is a reason I love traveling. I love being in situations where I am forced to meet new people, to learn new things. And also when you're in new environments and you have to introduce yourself, it forces you to think about, what important information do I actually want to share about myself? What's actually true about myself in this season of my life? The way that I introduce myself to people at 22 years old when I first landed in New York City is going to be very different from the way that I introduce myself now as a 28-year-old who has just left New York City after 5 years, is now a photographer that has just completed my solo debut exhibit, and is here trying to learn Spanish. But if you are someone who's not able to leave your city, something that I did during my 5 years in New York is every single weekend, maybe not every single weekend, obviously take breaks when you need, but most weekends I would force myself to go to a new place, go to a new park, support your local nonprofits, support local galleries and museums. Travel doesn't always have to look like going across the world, and not everyone wants to go across the world. I think that sometimes we glamorize travel. If you're not interested in traveling beyond your city, state, country, whatever, there is still an ability to change your environment wherever you're located. So if you ever feel stuck, I encourage you, go to a new space, allow for new connections and experiences, and you never know how that will change your perspective and consequently your approach to your life. Number 7, work is sacred. And this is going to be controversial. I know a lot of people have a lot of varying opinions about work, but what I will say is that every photograph I take, every story that I document is how I show love to the cultures and the communities that matter to me. And not only am I showing love to these cultures and communities, but this is my ability to co-create with the universe. I know that's kind of like woo-woo language, but truly, when I think about the ways that I've met certain individuals that ended up being part of my work, or the photos that I've taken that later turned out to be significant to my projects, not all of these were planned by me. Sometimes it's happenstance, and I think that's the beauty of art and of photography. But whatever work that you're putting your time and energy into, make sure that it's not only of benefit to the world, but also that it fulfills you. I feel very, very blessed to have discovered what fulfills me. I love photography. I truly love documenting stories. And if you are not in a position where you know what fulfills you or you're able to pursue it full time, I encourage you to at least set aside some time every week, whether that's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, to just explore what you enjoy. I actually started sketching recently, and I'm not the best at it, and I'm not trying to be the best at it, but it's something that I enjoy. And I think that the more that we find things that we enjoy, even if you haven't found quote unquote your thing yet, every action leads you closer to what you want to do. So again, your work is sacred, your time is sacred, treat it as such. Finally, the bridge is built by walking it. I don't have the next 5 years figured out, but I've learned in the last 5 years that you build your path by walking it. So if you're not sure where to go, if you're in a season of transition, trust it and know that every step you take, every time you walk past that feeling of fear, you're that much closer to where you want to go. And if you're not sure exactly where you want to go, you might as well take that next step and find out where you'd rather be. 28 has been teaching me that growth is not comfortable, but it is very much necessary. And anything worth having or experiencing in this life is on the other side of fear. As I said in the beginning, I have just finished my solo debut exhibit, the Habesha project. I hosted it on my rooftop in Harlem, and I have built a really amazing community around this project, primarily on TikTok, but across social media. And so I have committed myself to providing this experience virtually. I have been announcing that the exhibit is coming in September 2025. Any delay is completely my fault, because if anyone's following me on TikTok, you'll know I had some travel issues with Canada, which video to come. But basically, my website designer is out of office for the first half of this week. And so once she's back, hopefully we'll be able to get it up in September. But if not, definitely the first week of October. Once the virtual exhibit is up, I will be promoting it heavily. In addition to the beautiful portraiture and stories, there are 14 episodes or audios from different Eritreans and Ethiopians of different ages, ethnicities, religions, birthplaces, and just general life experiences. I am so excited for the conversations that this project will start both within the Eritrean and Ethiopian community, but also within the wider social media space as more people learn about Eritrea and Ethiopia, the country's relationships with one another, and the diaspora experience. If you want to sign up for updates specifically on the Habesha project, you can do so on my website. I'll leave the link in the description. If you would like to support my work as I transition as an independent artist and continue to host this exhibit virtually, then you can do so by supporting my Substack. I have a paid tier, so I'm going to leave that link in the bio as well. Thank you all for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or questions based on what I shared today. I'll see you next time.